It is time for night 3 for me of Halloween Horror Nights. This is my last time here, so we're once again heading in early for Stay and Scream, and then we have Express, so we shall see how it goes. What time is it now? It's 4:30, so it's later than I've gone in before, so let's get in before 5 and then go find somewhere to stay. Well, not sure how many times I've walked down past this way now, but here we go for the last time. The signs are still up, which is reassuring. Don't really know where they go. That would be concerning. And we are in. Let's gonna do World Expo as always. I think this time we actually will only do Monsters and Goblin once, and then we'll head out and try and do the Slaughtered Sinema and Museum House a couple of times before the queues get big, because I've done those other two a lot. I did the behind the scenes tour for Slaughtered Sinema, Museum and Triplets of Terror today, the 3-house tour, which is really good, so we'll be able to have a better idea of what's going on as we go around. So let's head down there. These Stay and Screen direction signs are largely random. Yesterday they were pointing down there through the swamp. Today they're pointing this way. Let's see if we can get around this way. Be nice if we can, because otherwise it is a long walk around past the Simpsons and over the bridge. Nice, you can walk through this way. Yeah, it's closed there, so you can't walk down past the mummy. Alright, let's go top up the drinks bottle if we can, and then head to the World Expo. We are trying something new today, so rather than go down there to the Monsters and Goblin house, we're gonna hang out here until 6 when Major Suites and Triplets of Terror opens, and go do them before the gates open. We'll have half an hour, so hopefully get 2 runs in. They're quite far away is the problem, so it's a lot harder to get between them than it is to get between Monsters and Goblin, but I think that'll be a nice way to spend the first part of tonight, and then we'll go do Express Pass for the rest. I want to spend some more time in the scare zones tonight, so I think we'll do less house runs, more scare zone time today. Alright, it's 22:06 and the barricades are down and we can go. So let's go see what Major Suites is looking like. At least it's got aircon in the queue there if we do have to line up for 20 minutes. And then, yeah, let's see what's happening. Alright, that's better. Let's go do Major Suites. They said it's not open until 6, but we could join the queue for preload. So let's go see where the queue is, and hopefully it's in the Fast and Furious building with aircon, and we can just wait 20 minutes and get on it. Should we have gone and done Monsters or something first, then come here? Maybe, but that'd be extra walking, and my legs are tired. It's 6 o'clock and we're going in. We're waiting, probably once it opened, it took about a minute to get in, so this will be good. Let's go do it. That house has really grown on me. It's, oh, hang on, being purged. That house has really grown on me. It's so intense. There's like just so much happening. If it's the smells, the sounds, the thumping of the bridge as you walk across it, there's a whole bunch of triggers you can press that squirt air at you and stuff. I really like that house. I don't think it was quite fully staffed yet because it just opened. There were some characters missing that we saw yesterday, but now let's head over to Triplets of Terror and see if we can have a run through that. What time is it? 6:05, so we should have enough time to get there before the gates open. Torture Faire. We still need to get the Last of Us remixed theme captured. I only heard it once yesterday and my hands were full. So let's hope we can get it today. Do want to spend more time in the scare zones today, so hopefully we can capture it. Right, that's Torture Faire. Let's go do Triplets of Terror. How long is it? 15 minutes, yeah, let's do it. I don't think this will be 15 minutes. It might be a 15-minute walk there, but I don't think we'll be standing in a queue for 15 minutes. The queue is largely empty. All the cutbacks are closed. We're just walking around the outside of it to get there. Yep, this is a walk on. We're going straight in. We walk straight past the pass merge point, and there's the entrance. Let's go do this. I can barely see anything. Let's hope I don't fall over. That was a deeply disturbed house. The little girl with the bunny mask and the baseball bat is terrifying. There were two actors going in as I was walking in, and yeah, that was terrifying. I like that house. So much gore. So brutal. I did the behind the scenes tour for that today, so it's cool to be able to see the little details. Right, that was a walk on, and looking at the queue as we walk past, it's still a walk on, so I think it's time to have another go, because the only other alternatives are Ghostbusters or Insidious, which are quite busy. And then I guess we could walk to Latin Monsters. What time is it? 15 minutes? Yeah, might go do Latin Monsters actually. I'll see what the queue is on the app. We're doing Triplets of Terror again. When I looked down the walkway past Minion's Calf, there were floods of people coming in, so I think the main gates might have opened. So I'll try and get on this one more time before the queues build up. It looked fairly empty when I was walking out, so hopefully we can get straight on, and then we'll see what we want to do now. The park is officially opened and the waits are gonna go up. That was another good run through of Triplets of Terror. I got in just before the queue started. It's pretty busy now. I walked basically straight on. We're gonna head to the back of the park now, I think, to Sinema, Museum, Monsters and Goblin. Clear out the back of the park, and then we can concentrate on the front, and we won't have to walk as far, so let's head round. We just come out of Louie's after filling up the drink, and the weather looks fairly ominous. A lot of grey clouds, and I think it's lightly raining, so let's check the app and see when this weather's going to stop, because maybe we should just go have dinner here instead. Yeah, the chance of rain goes down dramatically in half an hour. I think it might be a good idea just to go get some food now. Alright, dinner is surprisingly the same as yesterday. Slice of cheese, slice of pepperoni, and let's have this whilst it rains, and then we can go back out. Oh, I know, there's the refillable mug. It works out, you buy like 3 drinks and the 4th one becomes free, essentially. The cup's 18 and the drinks are $5-ish. Yeah, $4.49 each. Well, we are fed, and my phone has just told me that there's going to be a 15-minute shower in 15 minutes, so I'm not sure what to do. This looks kind of dull and rainy. We go to Major Suites, that's inside. If we head over to any of the tents, that's very outside for quite a while. I don't really fancy getting soaked. So yeah, maybe we'll go do Major Candy and then see what the weather's like after that. 45 minutes, let's join the Express Pass queue, shouldn't be too long, and then go see what this is like now. It'll be the second time tonight. That's probably the worst run through of Candy Factory it has. I think it must have been changing actors or something, because a whole bunch of the moments and people were missing. Yeah, anyway, at least I've had a whole bunch of other good times. As I was coming out, the rain that was forecast has arrived. So, it is now raining. It says on my watch it'll stop in a few minutes, so let's give it a few minutes to stop and then we'll carry on round. Good choice, I think, coming here, at least there's cover. Right then, the rain has now stopped, everything's fairly wet, but we can continue. My phone says that is it, so let's hope that's right. I actually have a rain jacket, but I didn't bring it because it has not rained at all, really, since not after the day I got here and the storm passed. So, I think, what should we do? We did Major Swedes, trying to decide if we should go to Museum, which is by Krusty, or Slaughter Sinema first. No, I think we'll go Museum, over there where Krusty is, and then we will work our way around that way back to Insidious and Quiet Place and that sort of stuff, because otherwise if we go that way we'll end up further away from the park when we're done, the park entrance when we're done. Lightning off in the distance there. Just turned the camera on too late. Oh yeah, there you go. Did the camera catch that? Lightning. Let's hope it is moving away from us. I don't think the houses get closed for lightning like the rides do. Let's hope not. I think we're fortunate in that tonight it was more of a relaxed, let's do everything one last time, rather than last night where we did everything as much as we could. Let's hope it doesn't start raining, because we're going to get very wet in this queue if it does. I guess we could hide out in Krusty Land for a bit. Or the Simpsons, yeah, it does actually say Krusty Land. On the Simpsons ride for a bit. Time for the museum house. I did this on the behind the scenes tour today, and it's pretty cool, so let's see what it's like tonight. Alright, that's the museum house done. I like the museum house. The idea is that they've imported an exhibit which is like a stone that has been associated with a lot of famine, disease, plagues and stuff wherever it's been. So they decide they want it to for some reason, and then they put it in their museum and it infects everything. So all the people get turned into zombie monster things, and the exhibit starts to come to life. A bit like Night at the Museum, but scarier. And then, sorry, it's walking uphill. And then you progress through the museum, and as you do, it sort of gets more infected and the building starts to crumble. And because you're in a museum, they can do a whole bunch of different eras of history and world locations, so it's really good. I like that one. And then it ends with what looks almost identical to a bloater from The Last of Us, which has gotten me pretty much every time I've been through, I think. Right, yeah, oh, that's handy. We come out right by the entrance to Slaughterhouse Cinema 2, so let's go do that. Right, Slaughterhouse Cinema 2. Did this on the behind the scenes tour as well today. It's an interesting house. Each room is a new movie concept, and sometimes some of these mini concepts, the ones which are well received, get turned into full houses like Yeti Campground. I enjoy all the different concepts you get to see, but also they don't really get fully fleshed out because they're so short. So yeah, I like this. Not my favourite, not my least favourite. It's fine, this one. Let's go and do it. These movie trailers are genuinely for the movies that you see inside. And this is the only place you can see them. Well, apart from this YouTube video and other YouTube videos, I guess. But yeah, these are genuinely for the shorts you see inside. And there's Major Candy reference as well. They supply the sweets. Just got round from Slaughterhouse Cinema 2. Like I said before going in, I'm kind of undecided how I feel about all the little concepts there. It's so many different things, which is cool, but they never really get to fully develop them. But yeah, I think the best thing in there is the giant Jaws animatronic. You can't take pictures of that on the behind the scenes tour because it's one of the highlights. And then there's some decent scares. Some of them feel really short, like the Terminator style robot thing feels really short. But overall, it's perfectly fine. I think it's not amazing, not terrible. I prefer it to Goblins. Anyway, now I think, speaking of Goblins, yeah, we're gonna head round past Men in Black to Goblins and Universal Monsters. So let's do that. 45 for Goblin and Monsters now, it seems. So let's go join the fast pass queue for these. Looks like the show's on. Right, we're back. Let's do Goblins first, then we'll do Monsters. Monsters might be a 45-minute wait, but there's no way Goblins is a 45-minute wait. It's about where the queue was when we did Stay and Scream yesterday. Pretty short, probably 5 or 10 minutes. But anyway, round we come. Let's do this. See if it works this time. A lot of people love this. I am not a big fan. Alright, my opinions on Goblins remains unchanged, so let's go do Monsters Eternal Bloodlines for the last time. I do love that house. Had another good run through. Now that I get the story, it's so cool watching the story get told throughout that house, and there's some really cool effects, like where they launch the monster werewolf thing at you on the bungee, and then it pulls back, and Van Helsing's daughter is there shooting it with the silver bullet. That's such a cool effect. Alright then, now back to the front of the park, I think. So we'll go through the Blumhouse scare zone and the Torture Faire scare zone, and we'll do Triplets, Insidious and Ghostbusters next. Managed to once again get back there as the show was letting out, and it's chaos. The number of people going down to technical glitch. Yeah, we got back there as the show was letting out again, and it was crazy. And there's a huge number of people who go out the show and down to Monsters and Goblins, so you probably want to avoid them as the show lets out, or the queue will be getting a fair bit longer. So we're here at Hogwarts. We're not going to go see the Death Eaters today. We're going to carry on through the Blumhouse Scare Zone, then Torture Faire, and get on Triplets of Terror again for the last time. Guns out. Lighting effects do look super cool as you come around the corner to this one. the Torture Faire Scare Zone. I think it might be my favourite, largely because the other ones are all pretty disappointing, I think. But anyway, let's do Triplets of Terror for the final time. 45-minute wait. I love that house. I think it's in my top 3. Monsters of Latin America, Universal Monsters, and Triplets of Terror are my top 3, I think. Not sure which order though. I think I remembered who the little girl with the bunny mask and the baseball bat reminds me of. Tiny Tina from Borderlands. She got that sort of vibe. So we're going to head on to Insidious now. Last time on that one, easily the most scariest. Let's see what they do in the mannequin rooms this time. Alright, that wasn't as good of a run as last night, but it's still really good. The part at the end where there's all the tight corners and there's like 4 or 5 opportunities for the scare actor to pop out and get you as you go around the corner is so good. They didn't get me in the mannequin room this time, which was nice. But now we are going to go on Ghostbusters, so let's go through Jimmy Fallon and out to Ghostbusters. We are just hanging out behind the Tortured Faire Scare Zone on a bench, having a rest and waiting to see if we can hear the Last of Us music. Ghostbusters house was good. It's such an accurate representation of the movie. It's very technically impressive for that. So yeah, gonna hang out here for a bit, wait and see if the Last of Us music comes on. And then if not, we're gonna finish off on A Quiet Place and Monsters of Latin America. So see you there. We waited 10 minutes, it never came on, so let's carry on round to A Quiet Place before I fall asleep sitting there on the bench. Quiet Place, then Monsters, and then we'll go check out the 3 scare zones and we're done. Only 45 for A Quiet Place now, that's quite low compared to what we've seen the other nights. And A Quiet Place for the last time then. I do enjoy this one, it's not my favourite, but I think it's got some pretty cool stuff like the entrance, where it's all soundproofed and dark. It's like a little tunnel you walk through and then it opens up into the A Quiet Place logo, so yeah, let's give this a go. That's another house that's a really good representation of the movie. It's not the best house ever, but it's got some pretty cool parts in it. I like the entrance. You go through the cornfields, and then they've got let's try again, there's less people around. Yeah, it's another house that's a fairly accurate representation of the movie. There's a whole bunch of scenes from it. Goes through the cornfields, the houses, the device that is the creature's weaknesses. There's the guy with his wife who gets taken. There's a whole bunch of scenes from the movie in there, so if you've seen it, it's quite cool. And it's not the greatest house ever, but I quite enjoy it. I enjoy the opening through the tunnel in the dark, and the actress, the girl with the sign language. I think it's a pretty enjoyable house, even though it's not the best. So now it is time to go do the final house, the Latin Monsters one, Latin American Monsters, and then we are done with the houses, so let's go do that. Here we are, 35-minute wait, Monsters of Latin America. Humongous queue in this soundstage for this house. I've never really seen it full though. Looks like we're going to be walking almost straight in. Monsters of Latin America is so good. I have no nostalgia, knowledge, affiliation, or anything like that with these stories. I know nothing about Latin American folklore, but that is just so good. There's 3 separate stories told, 3 different creatures. There's someone who steals screaming babies by coming in through the gaps in the windows and doors. There's someone who rips out your bones and collects them, and then there's an owl thing that just generally eats people. And all those stories are so well told, the atmosphere is built up really well for each one, and they're like genuinely quite disturbing as babies get stolen by these weird looking creatures. And at the end, the giant bird animatronic is incredibly impressive, and it stinks in there as it's just surrounded with like a poo smell. Technical difficulties again. Yeah, there's just this giant bird animatronic, and it smells like poo in the room, and it's surrounded on the edges by poo as the bird has been digesting everything it's eaten. It is such a good house, that one. So then, that's all the house is done. I think now we shall go do the swamp scare zone and then work our way around to the exit, because that is everything. So 20 to 11, so another night with Express and early entry with Stay and Scream, where we've done everything quite quickly and finished about the same time the RIP tour did. We could go join the line for the show now if we wanted and get the 11 o'clock show or half 11, one of them, but we easily have time for both. So yeah, quite a successful night. Swamp of the Undead. Some dude buried some bodies in a swamp. Now they come back to life, and well, there's some weird dead people wandering around now. Not the best, not the worst scare zone. That it's very similar to the one that was there last year. I guess the narrow alleyway next to the park makes for a good place, that sort of swampy, bushy, woody theme. Mal's Die-In looks really good. Maybe we should have ate there once. Maybe next year. This is one of the icon scare zones, the surreal scare zone. The other sinister one was at Torture Faire with like visceral physical horror, and surreal is more about the psychological torment.
Since you have opened the doorway for us, we will give you exactly what you want. We've heard your nightmares, we've heard your screams, we've heard how desperately you wanted to experience the horrors of your realm. I mean, for 33 years, you have flown to this place of fear and pain.
The surreal scare zone, another fairly meh scare zone. I think that one of the issues with the icon scare zones is for something like that, I'm not really bought into the icons this year. So whilst that's kind of cool, the costumes are like pretty neat. There's some nice atmospheric fog and lighting and sort of stuff, but it seems like a random collection of things, really. Similar to the Torture Faire one, but I think the Torture Faire one's a bit better because quite cool physical horror there with the torture machines and things like that. We come to the entrance with the chainsaw people this year. have it. That's Halloween Horror Nights done for 2024. It's our last night, we've done everything, so I think we're gonna head out now. It's been quite a good event. As we walk back, we can chat about the event in general then. So, top 3 houses, I think I've said before. I can't really pick 1, 2, 3, but up there in the top 3 spots are Monsters of Latin America, Triplets, and Monsters, Universal Monsters. After that, I think for Scare Zones, the only one I really enjoyed was Torture Faire. And the rest, I was fairly indifferent about. In terms of the houses, Insidious was enjoyable as well, not in my top 3, but terrifying house. They got me good in the mannequin scare zone once, mannequin room, sorry, once. A Quiet Place, I enjoyed the entrance to that, that's a good one. And the museum one is quite cool. I like all the different environments you go through. The sort of cinema I'm kind of mixed about. It doesn't really get long enough to tell the stories because it's a bunch of short ones, but at the same time you get to see a whole bunch of cool concepts like the Santa Claus, the Mardi Gras, the Jaws thing, all in one place, which is neat. And then Goblins is probably my least favourite, which is controversial I think, because pretty much everyone I've met seems to love that. So in terms of how this compares to last year, I think that last year was really cool for me because they had The Last of Us, which I really loved, and then Blood Moon Dark Offerings, so I really liked that house as well. This year there were a bunch of houses that I really enjoyed, but there wasn't a big IP that I was mega excited by, so I think last year just edges it out for me, but still both were really amazing, and I'm super glad I came to this again. This is a fantastic event. And with that, I guess we're signing off the HHN series for this year, so tune back in next year for Halloween Horror Nights, and tune back in before then, in the rest of the year, for other travel style vlogs and things. So, catch you next time.